Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to create this beautiful looking minimalistic portfolio. Like how many of you want to build a portfolio which looks minimalistic as possible? And if someone is watching your portfolio, it looks something like this. If you want to build a portfolio like this, do watch the video till the end. We will be making this portfolio using Next.js, Shadcn component, Tailwind CSS, MagicUI design, and some Flowbite components, right? So let me give you a small demo before moving forward. So we have at the top, you can see introduction section, which is explaining who are you and your small intro below, right? And then in the right, we have this section containing your profile picture. Next up is work experience, where we are using this timeline component, which we got from Flowbite. In the video later, you will see how you can use the Flowbite as well if you want to integrate that in your Next.js project, right? So we have this timeline component explaining about the history of my work experience. Then next up is education section, which is using the same timeline component, and it is explaining about the history of my education, where I did my college, where I did my schooling, etc. Next up is skill section, which is containing all these blocks containing the skills and tech stack that I know, right? Next up is project section, where I've added 4 projects of mine along with their live links and the code link as well. It has title, description, the tech stack which I used, along with the demo videos which I recorded using Screen Studio. It's a great screen recording tool which you can also use to record videos like these. And the next up is video section, where I've added some of my YouTube videos. This section is totally optional because not many of you might be having YouTube channels, so it's fine. You can always keep it as optional. And next up is contact me section, where you can add like how users can contact you if they want to reach out to you, right? You can optimize it and customize it according to your requirement. Like maybe we can have a form here as well, where user can fill some details and reach out to you, right? And yeah, in the left, you can see we have this beautiful dock, which looks something like this, right? And it has some beautiful animations as well. Like when you hover on it, you will see some beautiful animations on it. And also we will be able to switch themes. Like you will be able to switch between dark and light mode, and all the components are compatible with the dark mode, right? And yeah, it looks very beautiful. And if you want to build a portfolio like this, do watch the video till the end. And yeah, let's move and let's go forward. So let's get started. First thing which we want to do is go to Next.js official website and install the starter project. For that, you can just copy this command, open up your terminal. Inside your terminal, you can paste this command and you can run it. It's gonna ask you some questions like what is your project name, what is your like I already have this project, so that's why it errored out. But you can just run this command again and give a different name, like maybe portfolio v2 v3 whatever. Yeah, and it's going to ask you some questions. You can answer all those questions, like do you want to use TypeScript, ESLint, Tailwind, CSS. After answering all those questions, it will install the dependencies and dev dependencies. Okay, so it's going to take maybe like a minute depending on your internet connection speed. Yeah, after it is done, you can just go to its location and you can open up in your favorite code editor, whichever you want to use. Like right now I'm using Cursor, so it'll open up Cursor for me when I enter this command, right? I already have like a starter project which I installed before making this video, so I'm just going to open up that one. And here I have one extra folder. You won't be having this extra folder, this one public. Here I've kept all my assets which I'm going to use. Like I'm going to use the image, my profile picture, which I'm going to show in the portfolio. So you can also create one public folder. Inside that, you can create a similar structure, images, videos, and in the image you can keep your own image. In the videos, if you have any projects, let's say for that project, if you have any like a demo video, you can keep all those demo videos here inside this video directory, right? Like I pasted this these assets before making this video, so that like I don't spend too much time on this, and also to speed up my video. That's why I pasted this folder initially, right? So this is the first step. You can install the Next.js project. After you're done with it, you can run npm run dev command in your terminal. Yeah, it's going to start up your server on like localhost 3000. For me, like 3000 and 3001 is already in use, so it opened my port on 3002. Let's click on it, and you will have this default starter template which Next.js gives you, right? Okay, let's move forward. So the thing which we're going to do now is create this page empty and start it from scratch. Let's go to page.tsx file, which will be in your app directory. Let's make this empty. So you can delete all the sections from footer to image. Yeah. So after you have emptied your file, it's going to look empty in your browser as well. So the first section which we are going to create is the intro section. If I show you my portfolio, we have intro section at the top. So let's try to create this first. For that, we will create one component. Its name will be intro, right? We don't have intro component right now. We will be creating all the custom components inside components directory. Let's create that first. In your root directory location, you can create one folder. Its name will be components. Here we will create one React component. I can name it intro.tsx, right? At the top, you can mention use client to let Next.js know that this is a client component. And here you can write const intro. Let's write a dummy code for now, which will show a h1 tag with intro text, right? Let's try to import it in our page.tsx file. Yep. So let's see how it's looking now in your local host. Yeah. Intro section is coming now. We need to just customize it and make it similar to what we have in our, initial portfolio, right? So the first thing which we want is your name, right? So I'm going to write, hi, I'm Yatharth. And after that, I want a description. Let's copy that from here. You can write it according to, your experience, according to your introduction, whatever you want to write. I'm going to, for now, copy it from my old portfolio, right? And let's give it some classes. For H1, I want it to be text for Excel. Like I want it to be large and with bold size. And for the paragraph, I want it to be of text base class. And I want it to be text gray 700, right? Also the outer div, I want it to be in the flex row. I don't want it to be flex column. Let's wrap all this inside another div, which will have flex column with gap 4, right? And after this div, we will create one more div, which will contain the image, the profile picture, right? So we already have this public directory, which we kept, before making this video. So inside images directory, I have my profile picture. So to reference that, we can write images/ethart.png. Let's import image component as well. So you can click a control space here, and we want image to come from next/image library, right? And yeah, I think we are done. Also, we want class name for the image to be rounded full with some border. Let's say border gray 100, right? And we want height to be h36 width 36, right? Right. I think let's go back to our portfolio, and yeah, it's coming fine. We just need to decrease the outer parent width, because in our initial portfolio, you see we have our parent division coming in the center with fixed width. So we want to do that. So let's do that. So in your page.tsx file, what you can do is you can give it, yeah, also we don't want all these classes. I'm not sure why it's there. Like we can remove the grid. We don't want it, right? First thing. And also we want it to be width 8 by 12. I think that should be fine. MX auto to keep it in center, right? Let's see. Yeah, now it's looking fine. And yeah, this one is not looking good. Let's fix that. In your intro.tsx file, what we can do is we can give it some fixed width. You can write width maybe 8 by 12. Yeah, now it's looking fine. And this one you can write class name width 4 by 12, flex 1, right? And yeah, I think it's fine. Let's try to maybe make it 9 by 12 and 3 by 12, I think. Yeah, now it's looking fine. So yeah, it's looking similar to what we have in our original portfolio. So the intro section is almost completed. Let's try to create this Meteor section that is coming at the top of this. For Meteor section, we are going to use Magic Design UI. So you can go to Magic Design website. It's a very beautiful website. It's a UI library which gives you lots of components that you can use, right? It has all these beautiful components that you can use. For our use case, we're going to use the Meteors component. To use it, you can copy this command and run it, but it's not going to run right now because first we need to install the MagicUI CLI. You can go to CLI section here and you can run this command to initialize this project. So in your terminal, you can copy this command and run it. It's gonna, I think, ask you some questions like what style you want to use. Let's keep it default color. Let's keep it slate. We don't want to use CSS variables for now. Okay. So it's gonna make some changes like it's creating this components.json file. Yeah, and it's installed some dependencies as well, right? After you're done with it, we can install the Meteors library. You can go to Meteor section again. You can copy this command and you can run it, right? Let's paste this command and run it. Okay, it's done now. As you can see, it created this MagicUI folder inside components folder automatically. Inside this, we have this Meteors, which we're going to use now. But before that, let's do some other changes as well. Like it has some requirements, like in your Tailwind config.js file, it needs the animation classes. It needs the classes for keyframes as well, so that your animation works properly. So let me copy this animation and go back to my Tailwind config.js file. Let's see if I have animation here. Yeah. Inside this, you can just, copy this, paste this, sorry. And we also need keyframes for the animation. So let me copy this. And inside keyframes, you can just paste it, right? I think we are done now. Let's try to import this Meteors in our page.tsx file below intro section. Like you can import it anywhere because either way, as you can see, Meteors is completely absolute. So it doesn't matter. Like you can write import Meteors here or maybe here, right? It doesn't matter. So let's try to import Meteors here, right? Let's go to our localhost 3000. As you can see, Meteors are coming fine now, but there's one problem. As you can see, Meteors are going, out of the container, and that's why the scroll bar is behaving like this, which is not good. So let's try to fix that. It's a very simple fix. You can just write overflow hidden here, and it will fix the issue. Wait, sorry, because we haven't, let's see why it's not working, because we have to wrap this Meteor section inside this. So hopefully it works now, and it's not working. Let's see why it's not working. We have to give width full here and overflow hidden here as well. Let's see. It's still not working. I'm not sure. We can ask Composer as well. I'm not sure whether you're aware about Composer. So you can press Command-Shift-I. It'll open up the Composer window. Let's see. You can say Meteor's animation is working fine, but those are going out of the parent component or div. Can you fix that? So it's going to analyze the component and it will check why it's not working. So yeah, it's saying that it added relative to the outer div. Oh, I see. Because we didn't have the relative positioning, that's why it was not working. Like overflow hidden was the fix, but we didn't have a relative class. Like I believe if I add relative here, it would work fine. Let's see. Yeah, as you can see now it's working fine. And after this part, as you can see, it's not going out of the container. So that means it's working fine now. Like the fix which we added earlier, it was fine. The only problem with that was we didn't have the relative class name, because all these Meteors are like absolute and they don't know who their parent is, right? So that's why we have to add relative so that they know who their parent is, right? So yeah, it's working fine now. Our intro section is completed. Let's make our next section now, which is work experience. In our original portfolio, if you see, we have work experience something like this, where we are showing the work experience history from present to the past. And it's using this timeline component, which is not available in the Magic design. It's available in the Flowbite, and we will use that. Okay, so yeah, let's create one new component in our code editor. You can go to components directory. Here, let's create one more file. Its name will be workexperience.tsx. Let's have a dummy component for now, which will say work experience. Let's try to import it here in page.tsx. You can write work experience, auto import it, right? So if I go back to my Next.js starter project, like work experience component is coming fine. Let's try to customize it. So we want it to be, flex column with gap 4, and I want h1 tag, right? So yeah, for now I think it's fine. And below this we will have timeline component. To use the timeline component, we will go to Flowbite. You can open up Flowbite website, and they have like lots of beautiful components which we can use, and all of them are built using Tailwind CSS, which is really great. You can go to docs section, and here if you go below, you will see we have this timeline component which we're going to use. Yeah, it's a very beautiful component that they built, and we will be using the same code in our project as well. You can just simply copy this and paste it below here, right? And class names are wrong here. Like in React, you have to use class name. So you can just do Command F and replace it with class name. Yep. Save it and go back to your localhost port number. Yeah, it's coming fine now. The only thing which is wrong here is that all these data are dummy and we have to correct it. So for the work experience data, we will keep one array. So let's do that. So inside that array, we will keep all the work experience history. So like I've created one snippets file in my Notion where I've kept all the array that I'm going to use. Like all these are part of my original portfolio. I kept it here to make this video faster so that I don't spend much time on this. So for now, I'm just going to copy this and paste it here. And this is a very simple array which contains the work experience history. Like it contains the object containing all the metadata like the start date, end date, company name, job title, description. Okay, so let's create this type first. You can go at the top. You can create, interface, work experience, item. Yeah, it's going to have start date, end date, company name, job title, description. Cool. Now we will use this array and loop over this array, and in that loop we will create the work experience timeline components, right? So before that, what we will do is we will clean up our timeline component. We only want one list item. It contains 3 list items and we only want one list items, right? And we will wrap this list item inside curly braces, right? And we will loop over the array which we just copied, right? So its name is work experience data dot map. It will have item index. Yep. Let's wrap it with one more bracket. Yeah, I think now it's fine. It should work, hopefully. Yeah, we have some error over here, like it needs one more bracket. Yeah, now it's fine. Let's try to replace this data with the variables that we have here. So it will have item dot start date to end date. It will have item dot company name. It will have item dot job title. Sorry, for job title we can use the same h3, like you can write at item dot job title, right? You can remove this a tag. I don't think it's required. Let's save it and let's see how it's looking now. Yeah, so as you can see, dates are coming fine. Job title and company name is coming fine. Only thing which is missing is the description, like what we did in the company. That is not coming right now. So for that we can have one ordered list, and inside that we can have loop on the description array, and we can show all the description below this. Yeah, as you can see, work experience section is almost completed. Only thing which is not looking good is we need to make this similar to the styles of this. As you can see, this color is different from this. We want to keep it as consistent as possible. So what you can do is you can have one class name over here, and you can say we want it to be text base class with font text gray color. Save it, and now it's looking fine, right? So yeah, I think it's fine now. If you go to original portfolio as well, as you can see, it's almost similar. So the work experience section is almost completed. For some reason, like our circles are not coming completed. That is a very strange issue. I think we might need to give a small padding. That should fix it. Okay, so we can wrap this whole ordered list inside a div with some padding, and that would fix it. So we can have div with class name P4 or P1, sorry. We can have a like minimum padding, it's fine. And let's wrap this inside a div, right? Now if you go back, you can see this is coming fine now, and our work experience section is totally completed now, I think. Yeah, and it's looking really good. So yeah, work experience section is completed. Now let's move towards next section, which is education. So for education, we are gonna use the same approach, and we will be using the same component, the same timeline component. So let's create one component here inside components directory. Its name will be education.tsx. Let's have one education component here. It will have one same h1 tag with the same classes, right? And below this, we will have the same timeline component. So you can just simply copy that from the work experience section. You can just copy this whole div. You can go to education component, paste this, and here we will replace this with our new array, which will be education data. For that, I already have an array in my snippets file, which I'm gonna copy now. You can copy this and paste it here. I'll also share the snippet file in the description below, so you don't have to worry about it. Or if, let's say, I have not shared it for some reason, you can also go and check out my GitHub repository and check this array as well, right? It's fine. Let's create first interface for our education array, right? And also, as you can see, the first object contains college name, the second one contains school name. So we need to define both the types, and both of them are optional, right? And yeah, it's done. Let's change this variable. Okay, its name should be education data. Nice. Now we just need to only change variables here. So we have let me check my portfolio. So in the portfolio, you can see we are showing course name and then the college name, right? So what you can do is you can write here course name, and here you can write college name or school name, whatever you have, right? Also make sure to write optional chaining here, because you won't be having both at the same time, right? And here we will let's remove this. Okay, also we have a location here as well, so you can have one paragraph tag here which will show the text, your address basically, right? Let's go back to localhost, and if we refresh it, okay, we haven't imported this file, sorry. In your page.tsx file, you can import it, right? And after importing, you will be able to see the education section, and it's looking really good, right? So we have completed 3 sections till now. The first one is intro, the second is work experience, and the third one is education. Let's move towards next section, which is, I'm not sure. Okay, it is a skills section. It is a very simple section. Let's create it fast. So you can do similar approach inside components directory, create one more file. It will be skills.tsx, and we will create a component which will have a similar structure. So you can have class name, the same class, the flex column with gap 4, and again the h1. It's the same structure, and below we will show the skills. So as you can see, it's auto suggesting me as well. I think it's fine. So we will use the skills array, and we will show, okay, it's not fine. We will show one, okay, let's try to define class name. It will be flex border gray rounded. Yeah, it looks fine. And also we want a gray background, maybe around 600. Text I want white, and here I'll just show the scale. Okay, cool. As you can see, we don't have skills data defined. I already have one array for skills as well. Let me copy that and paste it. Okay, you can change the skills according to your skills inside this array and keep the skills that you have. Let's define type as well. Its type will be string array. Yeah, let's save it. Inside page.tsx file, we need to import it. So you can import it. After importing it, let's save it and let's see how it's looking now. If I go back to localhost, okay, we have a small error. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, skills are coming, but it's not looking good because we have flex column here. What we can do is we can wrap this inside one more div, and here we can give class flex wrap gap 4. Yeah, let's try to make this smaller. You can write px2 py1 text small. Yeah, now it's looking very good. Let's try to decrease the gap. It's looking very bad. Yeah, we can have gap 1. Yeah, now it's looking good. And it's similar to what we have in our original portfolio as well. Yeah, the gap is much higher here, so you can increase the gap. And also the background color is slightly different. I think it would be 500, and gap I think 2 is fine, so you can keep that. Yeah, now it's looking good. So the 4 sections are completed now: intro section, work experience, education, skills. Let's move towards next section, which is projects. Let me see how it's looking currently in our original portfolio. It looks something like this, where we have a video demo of the projects that we made. We have some title of the project, description, the text stack which we used, view and code button for all the projects. So let's try to make this. Let's go back to the code editor and create one more component which will show the projects. Let's give it name projects.tsx. Create a component, right? And let's use the same structure. We will have a division, yeah, with the h1 tag with the same classes. In division also we have some same classes which we are using for all the components. We will keep it same, right? Let's try to import it. Below skill section, you can import the projects component, right? So yeah, so in the projects section, we need to create one grid first. So yeah, let's create one div with class name grid calls to gap 4, and here we will loop over projects data dot map item index a div, right? And inside this we will show item dot title, right? So as you can see, we don't have right now this projects data array. Let's try to define it first. I have that array also in my snippets file, so I'm going to just copy it. Let's try to paste it here. Let's also define one interface as well for this. So you can write project in array. Let's try to define it. So in this we have title, description, link, code, preview, video, technologies, right? So this is a very simple array which contains the project's information like the title, description, link, like all the metadata which we need, right? Let's save it. And yeah, there is a one small error here. Let's see what it is. Yeah, one div was missing. Fine. Let's save it and let's see how it's looking now. So the title of all the projects are coming, but we need to make it similar to what we have in the original portfolio, where we have a division containing the video, title, description, skills, and then 2 buttons. So let's create this div first. So we will have, yeah, we already have a div. We just will give it some classes. It will be flex column, border gray 100. Yeah, I think it's fine. And inside this we will have a video section with the preview video. It will be auto play muted, class name width full h full, Then we will have one more div where we will show the title, description, text stack, right? Let's give it class, like we want some padding obviously, so gap2 should work. And sorry, not gap2, gap2 is related to the gap between the elements, but we need some padding as well, so we can write p2, right? And inside this we need one h1 tag, sorry, h2 tag with class name text lg font bold. And then we need, okay, let me just press tab because auto completion seems to be fine. So as you can see, we have one h2 tag containing the title, then we have paragraph tag with description, and then we have one more tag, a division, where we are showing all the skills, right? So let's save it and let's see how it's looking right now. So yeah, it looks fine. Only thing which is not fine is the skill section, and also we don't have buttons right now, so let's make that. First fix this button, it's not looking really good. So what we can do is we can, let's see, so we can fix it by, like, we don't need much gap, and also we need yeah, we can have flex wrap. Yeah, now it's looking fine. Also we need to have lighter colors here, and text would be gray 800. Yeah, nice, it's looking fine now. Only thing which is missing is the buttons. Let's create that. So we will have one more division here with flex, and inside this we will have two buttons. One will be what's the name of that? Let me check my own initial portfolio. It's view, and another one is code, right? As you can see right now, we don't have this button component, and we will use the Shadcn component for this. So you can go to Shadcn website, you can go to button and install this using this command. You can copy this command and run it here. It's going to install the button component, right? After you're done with that, you can auto import it. And for the first one, we will use the variant default one, and second one we will use the outline one. Let's see. If I go back to my localhost, yeah, buttons are coming fine. Only problem is padding is very less. Let's fix that. We need at least, I think p4 should be fine. Yeah, p4 is fine. Also gap can be 3. Great. And also for the buttons one, let's give some more padding. Yeah. And for the div, we need the rounded borders. So for that, you can write rounded medium. Here also you can have top borders to be rounded. Yeah, now it's looking good, and it's much more similar to what we had in the initial portfolio as well, I think. Yeah, great. Let me refresh it, and you will see the videos are auto playing as well. It looks fine. Also, if we click on view, it should open the project website, but it's not currently opening it because we don't have a link tag corresponding to each button. So you can wrap it with link, which comes from next link, right? And yeah, you can have href tag on both the buttons with the link of the project. Let's see. So if I click on view button, it should take me to the project website, and yeah, it's working fine. If I click on code, it should redirect me to the GitHub repository, which is also working fine. So we have now completed project section as well. Let's move towards the next section, which is, let's see, which is video section. And yeah, it's currently, I'm keeping it as optional because not everyone has YouTube channel, so we can keep it as optional. Let's move towards the last section, which is contact me. Let's try to create it. We will do the same approach. We will create one more component here. Its name will be contactme.tsx. Let's create a dummy component first, right? Let's import it in the page.tsx file. Below project section, you can write contact me, import it. Let's copy this whole section and paste it in your contact file. So it will be a paragraph with this Class name would be obviously same, which we're using for all the components right now. And yeah, let's try to replace it with the link tag. It will come from next link. Similarly, we will do with Twitter as well. We want it to be link, so you can just wrap it with link. Yeah, and my Twitter ID is not this one, so let me correct that. x.com Tharth 170699. Nice. So if I go back to my localhost website, as you can see, we have a contact section. We don't have heading. Let's fix that. So you can write h1 contact me. Yeah. Only problem is colors are not coming for the links. So you can have class name for your links to have the blue color. So you can write class name and then text blue 500, right? You can keep that same for the another link as well, right? So let's see how it's looking now. As you can see, it's looking good now. Also, this description should be in the similar structure, like it's coming very large right now. So we need a text base class for it. So you can have class name text base. Yeah. Nice. And also text gray 700. Nice. Cool. So it's looking fine now. Yeah, it looks fine to me. Yeah, also this one looks very small for some reason, so we can improve that. So in the project section, you can go, and I think the description where it is, yeah, we can use the base class. It's fine. Yeah, now it's fine. If we refresh it, if we check, we have intersection, work experience, education, skills, projects, contact me. Yeah, it's looking good now. Now only one piece is remaining. If we go back to our original portfolio, we can see we have this beautiful looking doc as well in the left. To make this, we will use the Magic Design UI website. Okay, so let's go to Magic Design UI website. You can open up magicui.design, and here you can go to component section, and inside that you can go to doc component. So they have created this beautiful doc component. Currently it's horizontal only, but we would want both horizontal and vertical according to the responsiveness of our website. So to install this, we can run this command, copy this, and in your terminal, you can paste this and run it. It's going to install the doc component inside the MagicUI folder, right? And also you can copy this whole code that they have created here for, showing this doc with different icons. So you can just copy it and create a custom component inside your components folder. You can create one file with name custom doc.tsx, right? In the top, you can have use client, and you can paste the whole code here. Also, yeah, you can change the name of it. It should be custom doc, and at the below, you can just export it so that we can use it in different components as well, right? Let's try to import it in our page.tsx file. So you can, yeah, import it here. Let's see how it's looking right now in our localhost port number. Okay, we don't have certain components in the custom doc. If you see, like, it's using separator, tooltip, and this mode toggle one, which we don't have currently. And we can get that all of these components from Shadcn. So what you can do is you can run this command npx shadcn @latest add. So we need to add separator. So you can write separator, run this. It's going to install the separator component, right? After that, we need tooltip. So you can write tooltip. Great. So after you're done with it, you will see red squiggly line will disappear, which is good. This one we don't have in Shadcn, I believe. So for now, let's remove this, and we can remove it from below as well. Let's try it. Let's comment it for now. We will make this later. Basically, we want to show here toggle button from which we can toggle between dark mode and light mode, right? We will make that in last. It's fine. Let's save it and let's see how it's looking now. So yeah, doc component is coming, but we don't want all these extra things, so we can remove that. So you can remove this span element, right? And also we don't need this division, so you can remove this whole division and remove this from below as well, right? So yeah, it's looking good. Only thing which is missing is the toggle, which we will make it later, right? So yeah, let's try to make this first of all absolute, so that we can make it appear in the left as we have in our original portfolio as well. Like we have this in the left side, and it is totally absolute and it's fixed basically. Like when you scroll down, you can see this is fixed at the left, and we need definitely the same in our code as well. So to do that, we need to do certain changes. First of all, we need to make this vertical, and currently Magic Design UI component does not support vertical one. So we need to create some extra props for it. So let's do that. Okay, go to your custom doc component in your code editor. And here we will add one extra prop, which will be orientation, right? And either orientation can be vertical or horizontal, right? So this is the extra prop which we need, and whatever orientation you will pass to your custom component, we will pass that to the doc component as well, which is coming from the Magic UI, right? So you can write orientation. Yeah. As you can see, red squiggly line is coming because this doc component does not have that prop, which we need to create. Okay, so let's do that. You can open this file, and here we need one extra prop, which will be orientation. By default, you can keep it as horizontal, it's fine. And here as well, you need to define that extra prop, right? It will be totally optional, which that's why we are using this question mark sign, and it will have two values, vertical and horizontal, right? This is the default classes. We need to fix it. We will fix it later, it's fine. And yeah, here as well we need to define some extra classes. Like for the vertical one, we want it to be vertical, so we can add flex column, and for the horizontal one we need the flex row, right? So yeah, let's try to use this orientation prop here in the page.tsx file where we have imported it, so you can add it. Cool. So let's refresh it, and yeah, I didn't make the change for, oh sorry, because we are using horizontal, we need to change it to vertical because we need it vertical, right? Yeah, as you can see, it's coming fine, but the other components are not coming, which we need to fix. So for that, what you can do is you can go back to your doc component, and the default classes, we need to change that. As you can see, by default it's only till 58 pixels, so we need to maybe do hmax. Yeah, as you can see, it's coming fine now. Only issue is that separators are not coming for some reason. We will fix that later, it's fine. But before that, let's try to make this absolute and fixed, and also make this positioned left to this container. Let's do that. So what we can do is we can wrap this. Let's wrap this, or maybe you can write this here. You can wrap this inside a div, and we can have fixed left 40, right? And yeah, let's wrap this with a div. Okay, so as you can see, I've wrapped this with a div which has fixed class. Left is 40, top I want a 0, bottom 0, or I guess I can just write instead 0. That should work, I think. Let's see. Yeah, it's looking good. Only thing is it's not coming proper. We need it at the left side. So for that, what we can do is we can have, let's see. Yeah, but yeah, we need it bottom half as well. Flex item center, justify center. Yeah, it's looking good now. So as you can see, we were able to make this doc to come at the left hand side of our container. And if you scroll down, as you can see, this doc is fixed, which is really good, right? Great. Now we need to solve certain issues in our doc. So the first issue is separator is not coming. Like we had one separator here and here. First one is invisible for some reason, I don't know why. And the second one is coming vertical. We need to fix that. And lastly, we need to fix the toggle one. We will have an icon over here, which we will click to, toggle between the dark mode and light mode, right? And lastly, we will work on responsiveness. So these 4 things are remaining. Let's complete that one by one. Okay, let's first of all fix the separator issue. So for that, what we can do is we can go back to the custom doc component, and here we will keep the orientation horizontal, because when we have a vertical dock, we want separator to be horizontal, right? So let's do that. And also we have another separator, we can do the same thing, right? Later we will change it to like have both horizontal and vertical depending on the responsiveness, but we will implement responsiveness later, so it's fine. For now we will keep it keep both horizontal, right? So as you can see, it's still not working properly, and yeah, we don't want this padding. Okay, so as you can see, both separators are now invisible for some reason. What we can do is we can go inside separator component, and here we can add border, border slate. Yeah, I think it's fine. Let's give it 100. Yeah, now I think it should be fine now. As you can see, separators are coming now, which is really good. So separator issue is fixed now. Now we need to fix the toggle issue. So what we can do is we can add icons over here. So the first icon we will add here will be the sun icon, and then we will add the moon icon depending on the theme that we have. Okay, so let's fix that. Let's go to the custom doc file, and here in the custom doc file, okay, we commented this code earlier, you remember, right? Here we will add, let's see, we will add a button. It's fine, I think we can add a simple div. Inside this div we will have a sun icon which will come from the Lucid React library, right? Let me just click tab, I think it's fine. And we will have moon icon as well, right? So we can comment moon icon for now. Let's see whether the sun icon is coming or not. As you can see, it's coming fine. We just need to fix the customizations, like it's not coming in the center and we want it to be a little bigger. So what we can do is we can have width 4h4. Let's give it 8, I think. Okay, it's too big. Width 5 should be fine, I think. Yeah, let's try to make this center. So what we can do is we can write flex item center just to a center. Yeah, so it's looking fine now. So the basically requirement is when we click on this, it should change icon to what we say, yeah, it should change this icon to moon icon, and the theme should be changed to dark, and obviously it should be vice versa. When we click on the moon icon, it should be changed automatically to sun and then the light mode, right? We want to implement that. So before implementing that, we need to know how we can implement themes in Next.js. So for that, we need to use Next themes, I believe. Yeah. So yeah, you need to first of all install Next themes. So you can copy this command and run this. After you're done with it, we need to do one change as well in the tailwind config.js file. Yeah, you just have to make sure that this property is there, because if this property is not there, then dartboard will not work. So make sure that this property is there in your tailwind config.js file. If it's missing, please do add it, right? Okay, after that we need to create one provider file. So inside your app directory, you can create one providers.tsx file. It will contain one provider component, right? And it will return the theme provider with children wrapped inside it. Great. And we need to import this theme provider from the Next themes. Nice. Great. Also try to export it so that we can use it. And we need to use this provider inside layout.tsx. So you can wrap your children with the providers, right? And you can import it from the provider file which you just created. Okay, let's go back to the provider file, and here in the theme provider, you need to pass some extra props. So the first prop is attribute. You need to make sure that you pass the class attribute here, because we need to switch the theme using class, obviously, in Tailwind CSS. And the second one, we need default theme. So default theme, let's say we need light mode, right? And also we need one more extra prop, which is enable system. So if you hover over it, you can see the definition of it. Basically, it allows you to switch between dark and light themes based on the color scheme, right? So yeah, I think yeah, this is sufficient, and with this way you can implement themes in your Next.js project. Now, how to switch between light and dark mode? That's the question. So for that, we added icon in the custom doc, you remember, right? So here we will use the theme. Let's say like how we will toggle. Basically, when we will click on the sun icon, we should be able to toggle to the dark theme, right? So let's try to do that. So what we can do is We need to have, yep. So yeah, we need to use this use theme hook, which comes from Next Themes. And here we will have one resolve theme, and we will have one function using which we can set the theme to light or dark, right? Now let's go to the toggle. Here you can write, if the resolved theme is light, we want to have a sun icon, otherwise we want to have a moon icon, right? So let's see if it's working fine or not. If we go back to localhost, yeah. So initially we will have the sun icon, and for some reason hydration is getting failed. We will fix it later, but for now, as you can see, initially we have this sun icon, and when we click on this, we want to switch to the dark mode. Let's see how we will do that. So for that, we can have one on click function over here, which will set the theme to dark and light, vice versa, right? So if I click on this, as you can see, the dark mode is coming, and if we click on it again, as you can see, we are on light mode now. Okay, and icon is also getting changed, as you can see, which is good. So we have a slight problem, like we don't have good classes over here for the dark mode. We need to fix that. We need a slightly white color over here, which we will fix now. Remaining section looks fine now, like looks fine to me. We need to fix this border in the dark mode. Same goes to this. Yeah, and same, we need to have a slightly white color over here. So let's fix it one by one. So for this, we can go to intro section. We have this intro component, and we can just write dark text gray 200. That should fix it. Yeah, we can keep it 300, I think. Yeah, it looks fine to me. Maybe we can have 400, I think. Is that, no, 300 is looking good. Okay, let's do the same with the work experience as well. So you can go to work experience, and here you can have with the description dark text gray 300. Nice. And we need to do similar with the education as well. So in the education, you can have dark text gray 300. Let's fix the border as well for the skills. You can go to skills, and here you can write, when we are in dark mode, make sure border is looking black. Great. Let's fix this this one as well. So you can go to project section, and here you can say when it is in dark mode, we want border to be okay, it's not working for some reason. Why? Let's see. Oh, sorry, it's the different one. We need to add it here. Where it is. Yeah, here. So you can have dark border gray 800. Yeah, it's looking fine now. And lastly, we need to fix this contact me section. So you can go to contact me and say, when you are in dark mode, make sure you are showing more whiter color. So yeah, dark mode is looking really great now. You can switch it back to light mode. It looks fine. You can switch it to dark mode. It looks really good. So in this way, you can implement a theme. You can implement the toggling between dark mode and light mode. Nice. So yeah, I think we completed almost all the things in the portfolio. If I click on refresh, yeah, it's working fine now. And when we are in light mode, when we are on light mode, we are getting error for the hydration for some reason. We'll fix that later, it's fine. Now the only thing which is remaining is, let's see. Yeah, the animations are not looking good. We can fix that. So for that, what we can do is we can go to custom doc, and here in the doc component, what we can do is we can go back here. You can let's see. Yeah, we need mouse Y first of all, and we need to pass it here as well in the on mouse move and on mouse leave, right? We need to set mouse Y position. After that, we will use the animation. As you can see, we are calculating distance here using mouse X. We need to calculate the like the Y position distance as well. So we can write distance, calculate Y. Yeah, it will be exactly same. It's just that we will change this width to height, and similarly this will be changed to height, right? As you can see, mouse y is not available here. So what we can do is we can pass mouse y here, and we need to add that in doc icon props as well, right? Nice. And yeah, let's create height as well. So you can write height, use Spring height sync. We don't have height sync. Okay, let's create that as well. So you can write height sync, use transform. It will use the distance calculated using y. Yeah, it's looking fine now. We just need to pass it here along with width. Yeah, I think it should work fine now. Only problem which I see is when we are rendering children, are we passing mouse y? I'm not sure. It should go automatically, I think. Let's see. Yeah, we're not passing it. We should pass it. Yeah, I think now it should work fine. So if we go here, and yeah, as you can see, animation is looking good now. Only issue which is still remaining is this hydration, which we will fix later. But yeah, we were solving this animation and it's looking really good now. Okay, now let's try to solve the responsiveness issue. As you can see, if we try to resize this window to the mobile size, as you can see, the content is getting squeezed and the dock is not at the correct position. We want dock to be automatically come at the bottom position when we resize it to make it mobile size, and similarly vice versa. Because in my original portfolio, you can see I made it responsive. Like if I try to resize this, as you can see, content is not getting squeezed and also dock is automatically getting positioned at the bottom. So we need to do the same change. So how we will do that? Let's see. So the first change which we need to do is make this dock automatically come at the bottom when we resize this. So we need to make one resize handler to know whether we are on a mobile position or not, and accordingly we will change the dock position, right? So we can go to custom dock component, and here we can create one state which will be it will be is mobile, right? Initially it will be false, right? And here you can write use effect, and we will set is mobile to, yeah, this looks fine to me. And also we will create one handle size function which will basically set is mobile to true if window inner width is less than 768, right? And also we want to add this new function to the resize event. So whenever resize event is happening, we want handle resize function to automatically run, and this is also returning this. Basically we are clearing this event listener when this use effect is basically getting cleared from the component, right? It's giving us squiggly line because we don't have this imported, so you can auto import it. This one as well, same. Yeah, so yeah, I think this looks fine to me. So what we can do is we can change the classes according to is mobile. So what you can do is if is mobile, let me paste the same classes, right? We only need to do certain small changes. Like when we are on a mobile, we want it to be, let's say, left 0, bottom 10, and yeah, I think it looks fine to me. I think it should work. Let's see. So we go back. Let's see. Yeah, it looks fine to me. Only a problem is that it's not horizontal. So you need to make change here as well. So you can write is mobile, then you want it to be horizontal, otherwise vertical. Yeah, a separator is getting like separator is not working properly, so we need to have dynamically change orientation there as well. So you can change it to is mobile, then you need it to be horizontal, otherwise vertical, right? Sorry, it would be opposite basically. Yeah, and similarly you need to change orientation dynamically here as well. Yeah, as you can see now it's looking fine. Separator is not coming for some reason. We will fix that, no worries. It should be visible in the middle. Let's try to fix that. Let's see, we can write left half, I'm not sure, right half. Okay, yeah, as you can see now it's in the center, which is looking really good. And also from the bottom, let's keep it at much below. Yeah, it's looking good now. Only issue is the separator is not coming, although I can see a slight white dot, which means it's related to height issue. So what we can do is maybe we can pass class name to it. Like we can write h full. I think that should work. Yeah, okay, it's not working. Let's go to separator class, and here I think, yeah, for some reason this class is not getting applied. I'm not sure why, but yeah, let's give it here. Maybe it would work. No, it's not working. We will debug it later. It's fine. Let's try to fix the responsiveness of this. So what we can do is we need to increase the padding of this first of all. Sorry, decrease the padding of this. So you can go to page.tsx, and here you can write it should work only on large screen, and when we are on medium we can have width 7 by 12, and when we are on small screen we can have width yeah, I think width full should be fine. Nice. Now we only need to change this profile picture. So what we can do is, so for that what we can do is we can use the flex call reverse. So you can write flex call reverse, and yeah, I think this should work. So as you can see, profile picture is coming at the top, and when we resize it, it's automatically coming at wherever it was supposed to be, right? So when we are on large screen, it's coming fine, and when we are resizing it to small screen, it's automatically going at the top, which is looking fine. And also make sure that when you are on small screen, you make it width full, and it should only work on medium screens, right? And also we need everything to be center, so we can write, let's see, justify center. I think that should work. Item center. Yeah. So if we resize it, it still looks fine to me. Nice. Yeah, we need to make it width full. So what you can do is you can write sm width full, md width full, right? It should work fine, I think. If we save it, yeah, if we resize it, as you can see, it's fully responsive now, and yeah, in small screen it's looking good. Let's see if we scroll down. Yeah, project section is not looking good. So what we can do is we can make it grid on the single column. Right now it's on 2 columns, so we can make it 1 column in the small screen. That should fix it. So you can go to project section, and here what you can do is you can write, when you are small screen, make it grid column 1, and when you are medium screen, you can make it 2 columns. That should fix our project screen as well, right? So now we have made it fully responsive. As you can see, when we resize it, automatically, as you can see, doc is changing the position, and also all of our content like intro, work experience, it's getting properly responsive. So it's looking really good. In this way you can add responsiveness. So the only issue which is remaining now is this separator, which is not coming for some reason, and also we have this strange issue of hydration which comes like when we refresh the page. We will fix that. So let's try to fix that. Okay, let's try to first solve the hydration issue. So as you can see, when we refresh the page, hydration issue is coming for some reason, and the reason behind is, like, if you check the custom doc component, this doc component is appearing before the themes are getting rendered. So that's why we are facing this issue. So what we can do is we can have one state at the top which will say const mounted, right? And inside your use effect, you can set this to true, and make sure you are only rendering doc when the component is mounted. That means when the component is mounted and the themes are loaded, then only we need to show the doc. So that way we will be able to solve this issue. Okay, also make sure you are wrapping it like after the tooltip. Yeah, you can move this after the tooltip. Yep, that should work. And sorry. Yeah. So if you refresh it, now you can see this hydration issue is not coming anymore, which is good. Now the only issue which is left is, okay. Yeah, for some reason, like when we refresh on the big screen size, as you can see, the dock is coming at the below. Let me see why it's happening. Yeah, okay. I have one, like I had one line here earlier which is not present anymore. We need it definitely. So basically, whenever will be component mounted, we need to calculate the inner width again, and according to that, we need to set whether it's on mobile screen or not. Okay. Yeah, it was earlier there. I missed it somehow. I'm not sure how. So you need this line as well. So if I refresh, as you can see, it will automatically come here at the left after calculating the size. And if I resize it, it will automatically come at the below, right? And even if I refresh it here in the mobile size, it will automatically come at the below. So it's working fine. Okay, so the only issue which is left now is the separator because it's not visible on the mobile size screen. So how we can fix it? So to fix it, what we can do is we can go to separator. But I think separator is fine because you can see on the vertical orientation we are doing edge full, so it should work fine now. But if height is not coming for some reason, that means the parent dock is having some issue. So what we can do is we can go to dock component, and I suspect that this hmax might be the issue. So let's remove hmax and wmax, and instead we will be having the fixed height and width. So when we are having a vertical orientation, then we will have a width 48 pixels. And similarly, when we are in the horizontal orientation, we would have height 48 pixels, right? So it will fix the issue. As you can see now, separator is coming fine. And even if we go to the size which is greater than mobile, as you can see, separator are still coming. So yeah, now we have fixed the separator issue as well. Nice. So yeah, we finally made this portfolio. It's completed now. We have all the sections. It's fully responsive. If I resize it, you can see the dock is automatically getting positioned at the bottom, and it's also getting automatically positioned at the left when we resize it back. All the components are fully compatible and responsive. We are able to switch between light and dark mode easily. And the animation is also working nicely, as you can see. Yeah, I'm just gonna wrap up this video now. Before that, I just want to notify that I'm gonna push this project to my GitHub account. I'll link its repository URL in the description and in the comments as well, so you can check it out, you can fork it, you can clone it, you can make the changes according to your requirements of the portfolio. You can even host it on Vercel and even on your own domain. So do let me know if you make the portfolio similar to mine while watching this video, and do tag me on Twitter or LinkedIn if you make the portfolio similar to this. And yeah, I'm just gonna wrap up this video now. I hope this video was useful and you learned something new from this. So do like my video and do subscribe the channel if you learned something new from this. I will see you in the next video. Thanks.